Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of the Super Breakdown. Today we're going to be taking a look at the YG-111 Gundam G-Self, by Bellary Zenom. G-Self has a lot to unpack with multiple forms to get through, so we're going to cover ground pretty quickly. But we're going to do alright. You have the basic shot, which is pretty nice. You have this form projection that I remember Bellary doing, but I can't remember what it's called. It recharges pretty quickly. Is really fast and stuns, which is really nice. That's basic melee. And you have Striker, which does the stun as well, which is really nice. You have side melee. Nice little combo there. You have forward melee. Missed. Forward melee. Not too bad. Pretty nice. Then you have back melee, which is on a charge, but is a aura burst that does a stun, which is really nice. Right trigger lets you do a big cool melee combo there. You can also, while going in with melee, right trigger to get around and maybe surprise your opponent when they didn't expect it coming. That's the main moveset of the base form, G-Self. But let's show off the burst real quick, since we got him stunned anyway. Pretty cool. And then we'll start messing with forms here. So the left trigger is your forms, and you can go between the standard pack to the reflector pack diminished, I believe is the appropriate name, which changes all of your melee combos and changes all your moves. The reflector pack diminished is a little strange in that it has a move that's unique to it from the regular reflector pack, but it's not a move that doesn't need damage. It's an escape, and you have to manually choose to go to the diminished version by holding back when you form shift, which is a little interesting. If you just regularly do it, then you switch to the reflector pack like this by just tapping left trigger. Back melee, not too bad. Nice little smash there. And then forward melee, as you can see, pretty nice. The second round, we'll get into what the reflector pack can do, as well as what the diminished individual move is. Of course, now we have to ask the question, should you use the G-Self? The G-Self has so many options, it's kind of insane, and a lot of them aren't great options, but they're stuff your opponents might not expect. So honestly, for a 400 that's already in the game, yeah, you probably should at least play around with the G-Self, see what you think about it. It's really good in mid-range to short range. Long range, it really only has one option, but the mid-range to short range has some pretty nifty stuff going on. When you change into reflector pack, you have a charge on your beam shot. Pretty nice, you know, nothing wrong with that. It does decent damage, you know, 120, pretty basic. If you charge melee while you have the diminished version, you will do this and open up into the full reflector pack. It's really good for dodging Garobis. So if you haven't already been switching a lot, switching to the diminished first is a really good way to have a good dodge you wouldn't have otherwise. Because for instance, if you switch in like this, you still don't have charge on your attacks. So it's better normally to switch into the diminished version so that you have that escape and then can still use the attacks if you want to use them. You also have one of the weirdest moves in this game while in reflector pack mode, which is the Phoenix. It's okay. It's really hard to get hit in that mode. And you don't do a lot of damage, but it's really good for movement. So it's not terrible, you know? There's a little bit more damage with the reflector pack open. But of course you can use all these moves without it being open, which is nice. We're going to go ahead and open it up. And then we'll use the Phoenix again. As you can see, did a little bit more damage, not by much though. Unfortunately, it does not have a different burst in these modes, and the burst does not change modes like it does with the H1. It's still the exact same burst. So really, it is about maximizing your form shift and the tools that are available through it. You should make use of all the different stuns that it has, because with 2 different stuns on lock at all times, it's very nice and very useful. Put you in the reflect pack, get the Garobi going, go in with the bird. It looks nice at least, and it's really good for hitting multiple enemies. Striker doesn't change, of course, so you can still get the stun off with the Striker. I normally only use the Reflector Pack for the Garobi, although I do think the Melee's pretty good in the Reflector Pack as well. You have the forward melee is one of my favorite combos that the G-Self can do. It just looks really cool and does good amount of damage. But yeah, we asked the question then, of course, should you use the G-Self? And I think, yeah, honestly, you probably should. It's weird, but it has a lot of really fun options that you may not exactly expect it to have. Also bears to mention, if you hit with the Garobi on the ground, like if you connect the Garobi with a wall, it will do a big explosion at fall, which is really nice. It can still damage your opponent. With all that said, though, I have been Trey. This has been the Full Spectrum. And remember to always enjoy the full spectrum that the G-Self has to offer.